Hi everyone, hope you're having a fabulous Friday wherever you are. I'm supposed to be doing my taxes right now, and I got an energetic urgency in my head to do this channeling. So I don't even know what's going to come out right now, but it must be pretty important. So here I am. Now I was getting poked in the eye by the light, so I used this shirt to block it. This was a gift someone gave me yesterday, and I want you to know I love it. Best t-shirt ever. And what a perfect backdrop for this channeling. When I exit this lifetime, this current incarnation, I will go in peace knowing that I objectively fulfilled my mission as being as non-judgmental as I possibly can, with the knowledge and understanding and desire to align that I have at this exact point in time and space. This is why I deliver information. Information is available for everyone, but I will not be delivering it in this format anymore after today. I'm going to have a system set up where I will still have a free channeling. There will be a tracking system for the people that need to be tracked. For the average viewer, no, this isn't you. You know who you are, because this is what needs to be done now, I'm being told. I know you're there. I see you. I've seen you for a really long time, but you needed to hear the messages. So that's why I have not identified you directly. I hope that everyone is sitting on the correct side of the fence that they wish to continue on this year, because time is up. We've shifted into a new time frame or energetic frequency or timeline, however you want to look at it. What it looks like to me is you've seen a movie where a professional is cracking a safe. They have on headphones and it's like a stethoscope. They put it up against the safe and you can hear the wheel turning. This is like the karmic wheel is turning. The wheel of time, call it whatever you want. It's like a train, when it wants to divert you from one track to another, there's like a click as the tracks lock into place, the train changes direction. That's what just happened. It's like turning a lock slowly, like the wheel, the cogs, and then they click into place. That's the wheel of karma. Or it could also be like the train tracks clicking. And time is up. Time is up. Everything is clicked into place and the wheel's turning now. So if you're not aware of this yet, you will be very soon, or you're becoming aware of it right now. So what is the big message here? Okay, because we're in a totally different energetic space now, this is the information that will help you moving forward. Talked about this a lot in my private group. I haven't put this out publicly, so this is my public message as we go into the new frame. If the things that I've ever talked about interest you or resonate with you, when I drop the information about how you can follow my posts in the future, you want to do that? That would be great, because we're going to dive in deeper. And my information and my energy field and everything will have to be protected moving forward, because while I have annoyed people so far, that annoyance is going to reach a whole new level. So great. Moving forward. And I'm just protecting myself so that I can continue delivering messages to the people who want to hear it. You you're exiting the old way of being and perceiving and functioning and systems and all of that. Everything that familiar stuff is going to be changing. It's probably going to look like everything's moving really fast. It's changing really fast. It has been changing for a long time. It's just that your perception of it, you may not have spotted it You'll spot it this year. And it's a different frequency band. So your senses, your whole way of operating, everything around you is going to look unfamiliar and odd. It's going to maybe really hard to get your bearings and figure things out if you are still operating solely in the old way, functioning in the old way. You're going to have to shift, or you're going to have a really hard time being effective and confident and comfortable and grounding, finding your way, knowing what's going on around you. You live in an energetic world. I talk about that a lot. Not everyone buys that. You're at least open to it, or you wouldn't be listening to me. And when you're in a different frequency band, your five senses are not as effective. Because why? Okay, I don't understand. I can't explain to you why. Right now, anyway, I'm not understanding. But I can tell you that as you encounter the new things and you become aware of more things, okay, this is why. You wouldn't have even seen, most people were not able to see the things that you will now start seeing because they were only available in a different frequency, in an energetic band, that if you were not tuned into it, and it's outside of the five senses that we used to all operate with, then it was never a part of your world. And so it's irrelevant. It's new. You're not used to it. It's not in your normal frequency band, and you wouldn't see it that way. You wouldn't deal with it that way and maneuver that through that old band, that old receptor way, of your senses of dealing with things outside of you. You would always have to have been tuned in to this extra frequency, extra sensory thing, right? In which case you're probably already familiar with this. But for the general population, you're now going to be, having all these different experiences. And I'm going to give you some tips right now that will help you ground yourself and maneuver in the new things, the new way of being, and all the new things around you. Boy, I hope this is coming out correctly because I don't feel I'm communicating well. I apologize. Your gut feeling. There are certain sayings that have been around forever that everyone uses, and they know them to be true. They see the truth in it. They don't know the entire picture, where it comes from, or exactly what it means, but they know it to be a truth, and they often use these truths. They're very wise advice being thrown around from everyone, such as trust your gut. What's your gut tell you? And I've talked before about your gut being, it's part of your chakra system. And when you have to make a decision, you have to be a sovereign being. You have to step up and be responsible for making a big decision in your life. It can be very stressful. People don't want to make mistakes. They run around, get advice and everything. And at the end of the day, it's, the wise advice is trust your gut. Well, you're talking about your sacral and your solar plexus, which have to do with gathering up your personal power and choosing a solid direction. So the reason I'm explaining this is because your chakra system, which is your intuition, which runs off of your central nervous system, it needs to be used to perceive which way you should go from this point forward. You will have to use that sensory system to be super effective and grounded and healthy. As systems fall apart, and as you realize why, how, what, where, why they've been able to exist, and why they didn't work out, and they're crumbling, and you realize the level of deceit and level of what's the word, when someone is doing something to you, torment, maybe not that dramatic of a word, but manipulations and ill will that has been effectively directed toward human beings. it's going to be like a big slap in the face. Even people that are aware of this may not be prepared for the level of intrusion and manipulation that they have been experiencing. And they naturally are going to want to effectively participate in a new reality where they have more control and awareness of what's going on around them and how everything is affecting them. And this is where getting in tune with your intuition and your gut feeling and everything will come into play, because you will realize that you thought that by using your five senses, you were aware of what was going on around you. And this year we'll be finding out that we were not aware because we were shifting into this new frequency and things were changing and things had always been going on around you. But I say this in the last few years, that's when the volume has been turned way up. And if you don't go with this flow and look into these new ways of being, which science backs up, which is so great, you can learn all about this. This is not hippy-dippy stuff any longer. It used to be before science caught up. But it turns out the hippy-dippies were right. And you're going to struggle. You're not going to be effective. It's not going to be easy. So I am suggesting this. This is the message. Get used to the idea of using your gut feeling. It's not a new feeling. Everyone knows that this is a real thing. Your gut is not the only part of your chakra system that you'll be using. You have an entire chakra system that runs from your crotch through the top of your head and beyond, but we're just going to deal with those 7. And when you learn to tune into them, man, you would have wished you used it a long time ago. It feels good. You get healthier. You're getting your personal body alignment. It's kind of like getting acupuncture every time you sit and you meditate effectively with breath work and awareness of your central nervous aka chakra system. It's sort of like getting acupuncture. You can administer your own acupuncture. It keeps you healthier, keeps you balanced, gets rid of energetic blocks. When you need to heal yourself, if you have a muscle injury, yes, you can go and get acupuncture, but you can administer yourself in the same way, even using some home tools, once you understand the energy of your own body and how it works. It's really very exciting, and you're going to like it. If you actually try this and you go through the steps and you make it part of your daily habit, you will see a difference. I speak with authority because I've been working with a group for a year now, and we've all done this together, and hopefully they will come forward and give their testimonials as far as the important things that worked for them, so that people will be inspired, to do it too, and know that you have so much more power than you think. When you start finding out how in the dark we all were, the first thought can be, kind of sadness, a little depression and everything. Yeah, you can feel that. Give yourself, okay, all right, we talk about things are moving faster. When you know how it works, do not keep the old patterns of long drawn out suffering. Okay, leave that behind. Don't stop the emotion. Don't pretend you don't feel it. We all know what suppressed emotions do. They turn into nasty things, and you're supposed to feel it. It's part of the experience. It keeps you headed in a direction where you don't have to feel shitty, right? Everything has a purpose. Don't deny any of it. Don't deny any darkness. Okay? That is a really good tip. So as the darkness, you start seeing darkness, feel it, experience it, and you may embrace it and be like, yeah, I'm going to stay over there with the darkness. Legit choice. Most human beings will probably say, not so much. How can I avoid this darkness in the future? This is how you can do it. Go with it, learn, and shift direction. I don't like this. I'm going over there. And how can I effectively roll with this new energy and this new information so that I don't end up back over here in the shit zone again? Start with aligning your chakra system. There's a lot of information out there about how to do it. It doesn't have to be a big, complicated thing. And my courses will begin very soon. Now I realize exactly what's needed and how to present it. And I have been working for years now on clarification for myself on how everything works and the simplest possible way to communicate that. There's a lot of information out there. Some of it's great, some of it's not so great, some of it's intentionally misleading you. But even the great information, and through no fault of their own, everyone has their own way of perceiving, understanding, explaining, communicating. I have just noticed that sometimes it's a lot more complicated than it needs to be. I'm hoping that I can communicate it in a really clear, concise way so that people will understand it and be inspired to actually integrate it into their daily life. That's what I'm hoping for. Sometimes simple information is intentionally complicated in order to make it necessary for someone else to explain it to you and then charge you a fee for it. Okay? I see a lot of that. That's what initially propelled me into educating people on this, because I just find that really annoying, you know. Not to say that it's not good to charge for information, and I will be offering information for a fee, but I'm also offering basic information for free so that people can get the healing that they need. And if you can want to, and you can afford to, and you see the value in it, and you want to go in deep, great. There are going to be other programs that you can pay for. And I will always make it as simple as possible, because what good is the information if it's A, too complicated to understand, or B, too exhausting because it seems complicated to implement? No, fuck that. We're all in times where we need all the energy and speed and ease of integration and moving forward as possible. And the new energy will support people and businesses that are truthful and authentic and working for the good of the whole, offering programs and information that is honest, authentic, and effective, maybe for money or some sort of energetic exchange, but you need to deliver without hidden motivations, which links to my last video, of simply trying to manipulate the whole situation for your bank account and not deliver the goods. Okay? And that's where I'm going to end it, because what I just said is the key to effectively maneuvering in this new energetic field. You need to come forward authentically. You need to examine your motives, including the hidden ones, your subconscious ones that you may or may not be aware of. The funny thing is, once you become aware of them, you will then realize that they were always there. You were always aware of them. You just lied to yourself. You lied to yourself. It was not convenient. You didn't want to see it, and you blanked it out. So you moved forward believing that you were authentic. This is where it gets really scary when you think, when I discovered this, I was completely freaked out. The lies we tell ourselves. Yes, you have been programmed to create lies to facilitate anything around you, whether you're actively lying. Oh, it's a white lie. You know, white lie, like you convince yourself that telling this lie is okay because it's going to help the other person. Really? Because a lie is not God, truth, absolute authenticity, high vibrational. A lie of any sort is going to be a lower vibration. Why? Because it's a malware in the program. If you have a computer brain that was designed to process information and you're not getting the correct information, you're getting incorrect information. If you send incorrect information to a computer, that's malware. It's a virus. It fucks it up. It throws in a monkey wrench and throws off the functioning system. Yeah. Welcome to 3D. That's what's been done. So the way out of it, the way out of that malware, virus situation is to level up and pull out, extract the malware. That's what you have to do. You have to locate it. You have to locate it and you have to pull it out. Okay? And once you start doing that, again, you're going to go through whether you see the malware outside, the effects of it outside, or whether you're finding it inside, because we all have it inside. That's how we projected it outside. There's going to be shock and depression and sadness, and you'll go through all these things. That's normal. Unless you like existing within that malware, and there are people who do, then you're going to have those emotions. Just feel them, let them go, and then use the tools and move forward. Have a purpose. The only time you can wallow in the negative emotions is when you feel like a victim and you don't have the tools. Well, surprise, hello, here I am, me and many other light rays offering information for you. Go to wherever you're drawn and then implement them. That's the only way to see whether or not they work. And when you do this, you will be able to see everything quite clearly. And there will be a lot of people trying to halt the progress of everyone waking up and becoming more sovereign because they like their position. People that are really averse to this, there are going to be two types. Some are actively part of the problem, and they don't want to lose their power and control and manipulation over others. And then the second group are the ones that are just so afraid from existing within the low vibrational frequency for so long, survival fears, which I talked about, that they can't imagine moving forward with the changes, and they're going to, unfortunately, be left behind, because with an inability to shift because of the fear frequency. That has also been done intentionally, as you know. There's been a massive fear frequency that's been inflicted upon us to make it impossible to move forward and open up the door that will show you the truth. Okay? See how it fits together? So, sorry, this is very impromptu. I hope I communicated well. When energy comes, I have a big headache. Energy comes in like this, and it's a little painful. It makes it hard to pull it together, but it's important. It's going to help somebody out there that really needed to hear it. So I love you. I hope you're having a great day. Namaste.